Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to Babeinlibrary. It's your girl Lisa, and today we're going to do a dedicated reading review for Myah Ariel's No Ordinary Love. This is Myah's sophomore novel, and let me tell you, I think I like it better than her debut. Now, I received her debut as an art copy, and while I felt like that was okay, this one really did hit the mark for me. This one is definitely giving 90s inspired themes, and if you are a 90s baby, if you love all things Mariah Carey, if you like Sade, which the song that titled this book hits every single time. If you enjoy Whitney Houston, know that our main character, Elodie, provides the Whitney Houston feels, being that she did not one, but two tributes to her in this book. So musically, this book has it all, as well as some hidden gems from stories that you see on the screen. So this has You've Got Mail vibes. This has some other, really 90s classic R&B tunes and favorites. I went to see Myah Ariel when she came to St. Louis to talk about this book on her tour. Her sister was in town to go to her alma mater, and so she stopped by Open Door Romance, which is also known as the Novel Neighbor, and I just had to make sure that I was able to be in attendance for that tour. Now, I probably won't do it justice, so I'm gonna roll over a clip so you can see Myah pitch this book to you all, and we'll see what her thoughts are.
So if people are not familiar with your new book, what is No Ordinary Love about?
So No Ordinary Love is the story of a pop R&B star who is in the midst of a contentious divorce from her musical genius, music mogul, record producer, hit maker, but also very, very bad man husband. He started her career, and so in many instances she, has been made to feel like she owes him. But she decides to walk away, and that's where we are at the beginning of the book. And she elicits the help of this high-powered, badass divorce attorney who tells her, while we are trying to get you out of this marriage with your career intact, with your future intact, no scandals, no drama, lay low. And enter Miles Westbrook, star pitcher for the LA Dodgers, who has scandal written all over him because he awakens in Ella all of the things that have laid dormant for the years and years that she has been neglected. And so they have this chance encounter that sends the tabloids flying.
So one of the things that I love about listening to Myah Ariel pitch this book was that she gave us the scene for this story. This is really inspired by Mariah Carey and Derek Jeter's romance back in the 90s, and I am vividly imaging this. However, the characters in which she saw portraying this in a movie or a film would be Zendaya and Michael B. Jordan. And let me tell you, that is explosive chemistry on the screen. Those two actors, paired with the storyline of Mariah Carey and Derek Jeter, just really put me in the vibes of, okay, I'm seeing it all play out. Elodie and Miles' chemistry on the subway when they're doing this music video, or their chemistry just on page. And then me imagining these characters really let me know, okay, Myah's onto something. Now, the thing that we don't necessarily know about Myah is that she is a film study major. It's like she went to college, she went to school, and she worked in the film industry. And so her version of storytelling is so vivid in these pages. Now, I will say the thing that I've heard the most critique about is the fact that she is writing this single POV. Now, her rationale for only showing Elodie's point of view is that when you're watching, or when you're self-inserting yourself into a story, you're only getting the side of the main character. You are really experiencing their emotions as they wait for the text message response, as they're looking at those blue dots and those bubbles. And so she really wanted to capture the true essence of what it was like to fall for a character and be at the behest of their desire back for you. And I really think that, as she mentioned, we get to see Miles' reaction and his point of view as he displays it towards her. So it really helps to heighten your emotion. She did mention that this is a slow burn, which we'll talk about her opinion of slow burns and how she feels like she builds the tension over the course of pages. Now, when I talk about characterization, when I think about Elodie and her ex, I really see Aaliyah with Dame Dash or Aaliyah with R. Kelly. And I know that's very controversial, but thinking about Elodie, when she first met her ex-husband, she was young. She was just entering the music industry, and it gave me those vibes or those feelings. But I really enjoyed her friend group and how we really got to see Rodney as her best friend really take up for her and really worry about her well-being. We got to see her lean on Cheryl and her lean on Jamie, and how the people that support you and surround you during your hardest times and really is your glam squad also be the ones that check you, that give you that dose of energy. And I really liked that friend dynamic in this. I want to say Miles, being the sweet gem he is, I want to protect him at all costs. Him and Elodie's relationship was kept private, and I really enjoyed that they just naturally cling to one another. As much as he wanted to bring her into the spotlight, he knew exactly what she was experiencing, because he too had went through a very public, messy divorce. His ex-wife was the daughter of the owner of his baseball LA Dodgers team. And so he wanted to be with Elodie out in the open. He wanted to love her out loud, but he knew that she had to experience this journey for herself. And he also knew that he needed to protect some of the people that he loved. Specifically talking about his relationship with his grandparents and with his mother was very eye-opening, right? I loved getting a lot more of Miles's backstory and to the man he was. You get to see how his relationship and the preconceived notions Elodie had about him really started to peel back an onion and talked about why he was very private and why he was the stand-up guy and someone that was truly deserving to be loved out loud. And I just could not appreciate Miles anymore. He was silent, but he was strong and comforting when it came to standing up and defending Elodie and giving her a second chance, because Elodie pretty much sticks her foot into her mouth, and she really doesn't know that Miles has had a crush on her this entire time, and he really is a fan of her music and wants to support her and wants to see her win. And this story just really touched me in terms of it being exactly what it needed to be. I love the sports element mixed with the music element and how it really showed that two celebrities can make it last and really can blossom and be with one another without having it be a competitive nature. So I want to take a moment to talk about the slow burn and the tension that Myah developed over here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to her to give her thoughts on how she writes and crafts her story. And then I'll come back to wrap it up.
Pieces where she sings, like the I Have Nothing and the I Will Always Love You. There's a scene in this book where Ella sings a Whitney Houston song, but she changes the arrangement. And I always like to think, if this book were a movie one day, you know, like I would need a moment where Ella is on stage, all the lights on her, and like in a glittering dress, and that's Bodyguard to a T. Those are the iconic moments that I wanted to bring to this book. So
you just do it so well. So something else that I feel like we're dealing with, and again, we won't go into spoilers, but because she is going through a divorce and has been given the directive of like, just don't have a scandal,
yeah.
You know, they're kind of trying to resist this pull that they feel towards each other, but they keep having to be in situations where that tension is really relevant. And so I'm wondering if you could speak a little bit to, like, I just think something that you do so well is creating tension between the characters. Like, we feel it so viscerally that they want to be together and they can't. And there's a lot of like high steam without really a lot happening in the sense of like actual actions for a good portion of the book. And so what are you thinking about when you're creating that balance of like, as we're getting ready to scream at you, of like, when will you let them be together?
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people call my book slow burn, and that's fair because you know, they're not getting it on in chapter 5. It's usually
They've never experienced a Mariana Zapata like 95% of the way.
Oh my God, the first time
they were a slow burn.
The first time I was like, there's 30 pages left in this book. Like, what is going to happen here? And then I was like, it's going to be a chaste kiss. It was not a chaste kiss. I was like, you saved this for like 357? Really? Okay, so yeah, so it's not that slow of a burn. Oh my gosh. Oh, so what I was going to say was, so there's a part in When I Think of You when Kalia is giving Danny notes on the script, and she says, you need to let it simmer before it boils. And that sort of epitomizes my approach to steam, literally and figuratively.
Now, as she just stated, she likes to let it simmer before the pot boils over. Now, for me, I will tell you, as a spice reader, this was low on my spice scale, but the tension was there. I really appreciate how Miles and Elodie had this little dance to their relationship. I find it very interesting and very on brand when he was like, can I have this dance? That is what really sealed their chemistry for me, because it was very playful banter. It was very accommodating and truly unique for them as a particular couple. If you like her first release, please check this one out. If you are a 90s baby and you want that nostalgic feel, check this one out. And if you just like the vibes of a celebrity romance, or you just like the sports romance feel and want to see that played out in a movie format, check out No Ordinary Love. With that being said, I'm going to ask you all to leave me a baseball theme emoji. So leave me that emoji, and or tell me the best sports romance or celebrity romance that you have read recently down in the comments below, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.